Hi, I'm Gena. Today, I'm going to be walking you through how to create and use image embeddings in Pipeline Builder. By now, maybe you're familiar with text embeddings, which are vectors of numbers that capture the meaning of the text. Similarly, image embeddings are a vector of numbers that capture the image's visual content and meaning. In this example, we're going to be taking some images, creating embeddings of those images, and then eventually performing a k-nearest neighbors join using those embeddings to identify matching images across two datasets. Before we get started, a quick word from our founder.
Discover how Palantir customers unlock more value from Foundry and AIP thanks to our live instructor-led trainings. We are Ontologize, a group of former Palantir engineers who love teaching. We've trained thousands of Palantir users at leading organizations around the world. Unlock the full potential of your Palantir deployment by going to ontologize.com.
Beginning from anywhere in Foundry, hit Ctrl-J and search for Pipeline Builder. Click on a Pipeline Builder and hit New Pipeline and call this one your name, Sample Image Embeddings. Select a location and hit Browse to save it in whatever sort of project you're using for your learning. Hit Save. For the configuration, make sure it's batch and standard. For compute, hit Create Pipeline. But where's the data? In this example, I'm going to be using images of various animals that I have on hand. You can use any sort of images you want. They could be pictures of your pets. After I upload my images, I'll take some time to discuss what sort of images this might work for and what you might want to think about when you're selecting your images. I'm actually going to be creating two media sets because the point of this exercise is partially to create embeddings of these images, but the other point is to be able to perform a join between two data assets based on the similarity of the images within them. For the first media set, I'm going to hit Upload from my computer, hit Choose from your computer. I have two folders of pictures of pets, Pets 1 and Pets 2. Specifically, there are 5 different pets represented in these folders, and each folder has one picture of each pet, but they're different pictures. So in Pets 1, I'll click on that. We have these 5 pictures of pets. Select those and hit Open. Upload to a new media set, hit Next, and Upload. Hit Done, and make sure to rename this because by default, it's going to get called Media Set and the date. So make sure you right-click, hit Rename, and call this Pets 1. Hit Save. Next, my second media set. Hit Add Data. Browse and upload from your computer. Hit Choose from your computer. I'm going to navigate back to my downloads to go find Pets 2. Select these all and hit Open. Hit Upload to a new media set. Upload. Hit Done and rename this one. So right-click, hit Rename, and call this one Pets 2. In each of these media sets, again, I have the same 5 pets. So Pippin, Goji, Grelly, Oliver, Merlin. And then in the second media set, I have the same pets, just different pictures of them. The goal is to see if we can match pets from one media set to another by doing a k-nearest neighbors join using these image embeddings across these two data sets. Can we match this picture of Grelly with this picture of Grelly? The same animal, but very, very different pictures. Or this picture of Oliver and this picture of Oliver. We're going to start by computing embeddings of these images. So starting from Pets 1, click on Transform and call this Compute Embeddings Pets 1. And search for embedding. Click on Image to Embedding. If you don't have this here, you might need to explicitly enable this model in the admin panel. Click on Image to Embeddings. The media reference, so the pointer to the picture, is media reference. And for the model, you have to have access to the Google SIGLIP2 model because this one is for images. None of these other models are for images. So click on this one and call this output embedding and hit apply. Don't worry about the warning sign here. That's just warning you that this model call is computationally expensive. Make sure you hit apply and close. Next, let's do the same thing, but for pets too. So click on the starting media set, hit transform, and call this compute embeddings pets 2. Search for image to embeddings. Click on that. The media reference is media reference. The model has got to be Google SIGLIP 2. Make sure the output is called embedding and hit apply. And close. We have 2 transform nodes, and the next step is to join them. Again, what we're trying to do here is identify similar entities across 2 data assets based on images of those entities. The next step is a join. Click on one of these nodes, so pets 1. So what's going to be happening here is we're starting from pets 1 and trying to find the most similar entities in pets 2 based on the embedding. Click on join. And for the right side of the join, it's going to be pets 2. Hit start. This is not just going to be any join. This is going to be a k-nearest neighbors join. Click on it, KNN join, it's right at the bottom, and we're going to find the k-nearest 1. So in theory, you could do a k value of more than 1, but we're just going to find the closest match across these data assets. For the distance measure expression, there's a lot of choices here, but the one that we're going to need is similarity score. You might recognize this from your ontology configuration when you're working with text embeddings. When you're working with text embeddings, you have to actually define what sort of similarity metric you're using in your ontology semantic searches. For the left embedded vector, it's going to be that embedding from the left side. For the right embedded vector, it's going to be that embedding from the right side. And for the similarity metric, we recommend using the cosine distance. So click on that one. And for the rank column name, this is going to be more relevant if you have a k of more than 1, but this is going to store the rank of the distance. So I'll call this rank. And make sure you're retaining actually all the columns from both data sets. For which columns we're pulling in from the right-hand side, so pets 2, I'm going to grab path because that has the image names. That's how I know which image is actually matching to. And perhaps media reference, which means we're going to have to add a prefix. So we'll call this pets 2. Hit apply, and let's see what we've got. We have the rank. It's going to be 1 here. Rank is not a terribly important column for us here. The interesting results are going to be in the columns path and pets 2 path. This is going to show us, for each picture of each animal, which picture in pets 2 was the most similar based on the cosine distance. For Oliver, it found that the closest image is the other picture of Oliver. For Goji, it found that the closest image was the other picture of Goji. For Grilly, same thing. For Merlin, same thing. Now for Pippin, here's where things went a little wrong. For Pippin, the most similar image in pets 2 was deemed to be Merlin 2. Let's take a look at that and understand why we'd have a little confusion here. You can hit apply and close. If I look at pets 1 and see this picture of Pippin, here we have Pippin. He's a black and white tuxedo cat. And in the other media set, we have another picture of Pippin. But also we have Merlin, who, if you're a computer, might also look like a tuxedo cat. So this is not going to be perfect. But these results, overall, we are 4 for 5. What you would do next would highly depend on your specific use case. In our case, we're just going to output the data set and call it a day. But in reality, you might want to output this to an ontology object or something similar. So hit add output, click on new data set, and call this one your name, animals with matches. Hit save, deploy, and deploy pipeline. You may be prompted to import that model that you used in the embedding step. So if you have to do that, go ahead and do that and then hit deploy again. And that concludes our work for this exercise. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this helpful. Let us know what other sort of AIP content you want to see next in the comments.